Hello and welcome to Magical Tea Party. This is the second disaster that we've had because we tried to record this and after 10 minutes realized that, oh no, we weren't recording this either. In essence, we did a 3 hour actual play game recorded of Out of the Abyss that we proceeded to fail to record Discord on. And then, so we only have Roll20 footage. I'm going to whiz through this. Because we gotta be quick so that we can get back to stuff that we weren't just talking about a second ago. So we did that. We have James. Say hello.
Hello, I'm James. I play Lo-Rah.
Yes, he does. It is Goliath Fighter Warlock, which is fun.
Goliath Fighter Warlock, yep.
And then we have Chris. Say hello.
Hello. I play Adequen.
The what?
High elf, blood hunter. Not stumbled on my words this time.
Way, good job.
Yeah.
So basically, the game started with everyone being in a cell, having been imprisoned by the drow, poisoned, knocked unconscious, and basically they were trying to get out. They had a few ways of doing this. So basically, both of you tell me what you did to basically try and, I don't know, interact with stuff before shit went down, starting with James. What was Lo-Rah doing?
Lo-Rah was talking to Stool, the little mushroom boy, essentially like a 1 foot myconid, who had a really weirdly deep voice, and Lo-Rah was just telling him about all these great stories that he'd been on and all these adventures with his clan. And yeah, he was just sort of talking to this little boy.
Yeah, he had a full on like, wow, I want to be like you when I grow up sort of thing going on, which was fun. Also, you did some sneaky things with a certain spell during.
Yes. At one point, I snuck over to the door of the cell that we were in. I leaned through the bars stealthily and cast a chill touch to strangle the other guard. Because of some reason, the chill touch itself actually deals cold damage, so the name makes sense. And instead of a ghostly hand, a little hand made out of icicles and sort of twitching a little bit arose, and yeah, force choked him.
Yeah, and it was cool because it took a lot of damage and had to be kind of taken in to one of the guard posts, which are actually stalagmites hanging from the roof. But the consequence was that instead of 2 drow being placed in front, there were now 4, which made escape a little harder in the beginning. And you would also, what were you doing when you first got in? You made quite a name for yourself the moment you were in the cell.
Well, one of the characters that we got to interact with was Runt. Runt is an orc.
Orc, full-on orc.
Full orc, yeah. He was like, "Hey, you, me hit you, me stupid, me punch you in the face," and then Lo-Rah decked him twice, and yeah, at this point, Lo-Rah has become a very sort of prolific figure amongst the rest of the inmates.
Yeah, I like Lo-Rah. What about Adequen? What were you doing the whole time?
He was generally just sort of sulking in a corner, sitting to himself, trying to break himself out occasionally, but eventually helped out with Lo-Rah's shackles by freezing them with my Crimson Right.
Yeah, did a whole in sync, and then after that, just shut him.
Yeah.
So you are unrestrained, unlike everyone else who still is.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Everyone else is like still restrained, so that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and then also there was a hinted joint backstory in some way with one of the other players, Ryan, you, Chris.
Yeah.
You were both sulking in a corner.
Yeah.
We'll find out what the heck his deal was in a bit because I'll have Ryan on later. But yeah, you guys after a while were, Parlamov, Scott's character got a little bit volatile and tried to, I believe, I'm not 100% sure what induced it. All that I know is that he taunted the drow enough so that he got shot with a hand crossbow bolt and poisoned and got knocked unconscious and dragged out. So that was funny.
So we are a man down.
Yeah, no, he came back after a while, but during the work, he was gone. And it all kicked off when a drow tried to shoot Stool. Yeah.
Of course.
No one shoots Stool and gets away with it.
Yeah, they were going to originally grab Stool and then...
I feel hurt because I feel like you were targeting all of us. Like, just to sort of say, hey, screw you, I'm taking away the one thing you love. At which point we would have derailed your entire campaign, Jake. So
yeah, so basically if Stool dies, I die. That's how it works.
Yeah, if Stool dies, you die.
Yeah.
Well, it's if Stool dies, the campaign dies.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start a new one where it's everything. It's just Stool's backstory. The entire campaign is Stool's backstory. Okay, so you guys have killed 4 of the drow. 1 of them got pushed off a cliff. 2 of them died around the cell area, and 1 of them you had to like cut a bridge. I think someone cut a bridge, and the drow was kind of holding onto it for a turn, and it eventually fell in, and he fell down into a pit of spiders and cobwebs. So he's dead.
Yeah.
But I suppose now that we've done that, I can get on to some fun-ass questions. We'll do a general question for the both of you to start off with. We'll start with James. What was your character's plan on getting out, if any?
Brute force. Brute force is sort of Lo-Rah's strength. He is physically strong, so his sort of mindset was, if I pull these shackles off, pull the bars open, punch some dudes, he'll find his way out eventually.
Fair enough.
Just takes some time, I guess.
Yeah, and I mean, first day in, snap the manacles. That's something. He must have been getting cocky.
Yeah. I mean, he's got big muscles. What can I say?
Yeah. Chris, what was your plan?
Well, it was mainly just trying to get me and Myles, Ryan's character, out.
Yeah. How do you
mainly,
think
but it was mainly trying to like improvise picking the lock with the little crossbow bolt that I had, but didn't really work first time around. So noticed that Lo-Rah was trying to brute force the way out, so we just followed along really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. And then
that was quite a cool combo, to be fair, like freezing it and then breaking out. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah. Also, point out you guys are the 2 frontline beefy boys. So.
Yeah.
Oh, we are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that makes me excited. I'm glad to be a frontliner.
Yeah, you've been kind of.
I normally play support or nuka in the back, but this is gonna be good.
Yeah. Okay. A more specific question for James. Lo-Rah, during the session, you were openly bonding with Stool. Why was Lo-Rah himself gravitated towards him?
That's quite an interesting question. Because Lo-Rah himself, as with Goliath normally are, he was very very open about how physical strength is like the end all be all.
Yeah.
And having someone sort of respect his strength, he sort of ended up being like, oh, this little mushroom thing is talking to me and is like giving me all these compliments. Yeah, I'm gonna keep talking to it. It's sort of gotten to a point where, in like the space of a day, he's kind of starting to feel responsible for him a little bit.
Yeah, because in essence, Stool is just a kid.
Yeah, he's just got a really deep voice. So there you go.
Okay, for Chris now. Adequen, during the session, Adequen barely said anything. Is this him being constantly skeptical, or Chris not wanting to talk in character too much, or something else?
Something in between.
Yeah.
Like, basically both.
Fair enough.
A, because I'm really not confident speaking in character, and then B, Adequen really doesn't talk to people that often anyway.
Yeah. This was your first time doing an actual character voice, which was fun.
Oh yeah.
We heard like 2 lines, but it was not just Chris, which I was surprised about, because mainly our group's experience with your characters are Goob, a grung rogue who very rarely talks as well, which we all love. We all love Goob.
Amazing character.
Another general question. So, and this is for both of you, we'll start with James again. Does your character believe that they have enough of a foothold where they have someone in there they can trust yet?
I mean, there's Stool. Stool is like, again, sort of like they've developed this sort of relationship. I don't want to say a father-son relationship yet. It's going in that direction.
Yeah, it definitely is.
It's that sort of relationship where I guess Stool's a bit of an enabler for Lo-Rah just to like lay out all these like stories to make himself feel better. And through that, he sort of developed that kind of bond with Stool. However, Lo-Rah's a bit sort of easy to trust people as well. Anyone that listens to him is like immediately considered a friend. So I feel like he's got like a loose sort of trust with everyone. Maybe not Ron. Maybe with Ron actually. Who knows? We'll see next time.
Maybe.
But with Stool, it's a very strong relationship.
Right. What about you, Chris? Other than Myles, obviously.
Yeah, maybe like somewhat of Buppido, mainly because of Myles liking Buppido as well.
Yeah.
But generally, he's very skeptical to trust people, but mainly because he doesn't talk to them that often.
Yeah, but Buppido is quite possibly the nicest guy in that set.
Oh yeah,
he's
still slightly skeptical though.
Yeah, but in essence, he is a Darrow, like a dwarf hybrid from the Underdark, who is just, he doesn't belong there. He is scared and he needs to go back home, and he's just trying to be polite and nice, and he's still keeping his etiquette up. So another one for James. You were quite possibly the most aggressive in attempting to get out alongside Parlamov. You threw out that chill touch at a guard, and you also became top dog at the cell. Is this just normal for Lo-Rah, or is he like slightly panicking? Is this him just, I need to get out immediately, let's just become the best guy?
I think it sort of plays into the fact that Lo-Rah has been in there for the shortest amount of time out of everyone. He's only been in there for a day. So to him, all of these people that have been there for ages, he's just thinking to himself, well, why are they not even trying to get out? I'm I'm gonna try get out. You guys should try get out, idiots. You know, he thinks it's a sort of sign of weakness, which plays into that sort of Goliath stereotype again.
Yeah.
So he's very much thinking, I need to get out, but he can't really understand why no one else has tried yet.
Yeah. And I suppose we'll quickly talk about Palamov Scott's character, who was also somewhat on the same level. He attempted to talk to Shushar, the fish frog man, who only said 2 sentences, and they were very vague, and left it at that as Palamov tried to speak to him. And also, he was the one who got himself poisoned and unconscious, and yeah, he was a bit less subtle about his tactics.
Yeah. He was very forward, I guess.
Constantly asking people what to do. I think he was trying to fashion like some level of a blade to try and lockpick out as well. He was hardcore getting out.
Yeah.
Another one for Chris. You were probably displaying the most useful abilities in that cell, considering you couldn't cast magic in there, but your blood rights aren't magical. So you snapped the arrow and made it crystallize. And not only did you use your blood right on Lo-Rah's bindings, you also did it on a makeshift, like that same arrow, and were using it as a weapon until you took a short sword.
Yeah.
You were very well suited to that. How does being a freaking blood hunter feel, basically?
I would say it's definitely a lot more fun than playing like just general fighter sort of style. But obviously, at the cost of taking some of your health.
Yeah,
at low levels, not that great.
early level, it's a risk. You're playing a dangerous game when you only have 20 health, and you're going to be taking out an average of 5 of it every hour. So, and I think now, I'm not 100% sure, they changed the mechanics. You can heal that health back, correct?
I'm not 100% sure on that one.
Oh yeah, because
I'll have to have a look at that.
It used to be that when you did it, it also reduced your max HP by that same amount, which would be much worse.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
You can heal it back.
Okay, good. Yeah, that was when I first saw Mollymog doing it. I was like, damn, he's gonna be so sweet.
Yeah.
That's why he was the first to go down.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're reducing your max HP. You're gonna be the first to go.
Yeah. Okay. I have a question here written asking why you guys were so protective of Stool, but I don't need to ask that anymore.
I don't think anyone needs to ask that question. I think it's obvious.
Yeah.
He's a small mushroom. That's all I have to say.
And he can talk, and he's like 8.
Yeah.
We'll do 2 more just general questions for the both of you. We'll start with James again. What do you think that the Drow's motives are for having you all in prison? So far, the best anyone can understand is that they want something with you, but nobody's sure what.
Well, the work they made us do involved tying knots into ropes, which was pointless, and lifting rocks to another side of a room, which is also pointless. So I think it's sort of them biding time and not knowing what to do in the meantime. And I think mainly because there's giant spiders under where we were. Yeah, I think they're going to feed us to something. I don't know what, but it's something.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
like my rough sort of thing.
Yeah.
Personally, I have no idea, but I think James's idea there is pretty good.
Yeah, it's a neat plot hook because no one knows where the fuck you're there.
That's true.
Because it can literally just be you get kidnapped and you're there now. Try and get out.
Yeah.
One last thing. What is the plan when you escape from Velkenvelve, your prison?
Huh. Well, Lo-Rah's not a man for thinking. He's a man for action. So, because of that, his plan is pretty much just going to be, I want to go home, but for him at the same time, it's kind of hard as Goliaths are nomadic, which means they don't have a set location for home. They just kind of move around. So Lo-Rah's just gonna think, yeah, I'm gonna go back to the exact same cave and then I'll find them eventually.
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's his plan, I think. He doesn't know. I don't know. None of us know.
Improv. What about you, Chris?
Yes.
I'd say probably at the minute trying to find a way home, but if other things start to change or if we find something else out, he'll probably stay and try and figure other things out as well, as to like why he was there, what, how they got him there, and all that.
Yeah, and like it's kind of sketchy because you guys just kind of got jumped and poisoned and just sent off. So we'll find out what the heck happens in the episode that we record. But
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you both for joining me and sharing your thoughts about situations. We might make this into a regular thing.
Yeah, this is kind of like a Talks Machina.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't deliberate. It passed through my mind,
Yeah.
and then when we failed the recording, I think was it you who mentioned it? Yeah, Lo-Rah suggested, and I'm like, "Ooh, Talks Machina." Okay. This we just have.
I mean,
yeah,
it just kind of happened, really.
yeah, situations, and I mean we have game footage, but not voice footage, so roles are there, but we'll go ahead and bring it over to Ryan. Hey man, you alright?
Yeah, man. How are you?
I am amazing. So, for Out of the Abyss, you were a player as well. We've just had James and Chris. What character did you play?
I'm playing Myles Bearfall, I think his name is.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, he's a human cleric, which they got 1 or 2 bits of. Haven't had the chance to do too many clericy things yet.
No, not with the anti-magic room.
Yeah, that was a bitch. Like, sure. Let's bring that to the first question. Several times, Myles had expressed a desperate need to get his holy symbol back from the drow. Was this just you?
He's after that.
Was this just you, Ryan, just really wanting a spell focus or something else?
Well, a bit of both, because he's going to need that. It's his whole sort of deal, being a cleric. He doesn't want to be away from it for too long, and he likes praying, but yeah, also, he can't cast half of his spells without it, so...
Yeah, cleric spells are a bastard to cast without material components or something along the lines. Sucks.
Yeah. Especially when you're looking for sand in or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just like...
I think at a few points you'd kind of like searched around for very specific stuff and yeah, didn't go
Yeah,
anyway.
I was trying to find absolutely anything to cast the spell.
Yeah. So here's another thing. What was Myles up to during the build-up towards the final escape that you guys are currently in the middle of? What was he doing?
Well, just before it all happened, it was tying rope.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of rope.
The drow
very
just
well,
came in.
trying to cover for school.
Yeah. The drow just came in.
Because he hasn't got any hands.
Yeah, put the barrel of like just rope down. And little 1 foot mushroom man, James talked about him in the previous one, because of course he bloody did.
Yeah,
and
him
still
and still have a special relationship.
Yeah, I think you were the most passive aggressive towards him until the drow tried to grab him and start trying to take him away, and you were the one that instantly retaliated.
Yeah, well, my character, I believe, other than Chris's, was the only one that knows probably what was going to happen to him.
Yeah, you and Chris's had been in the longest, 8 days, I believe you were. veterans of the place, and you'd seen, I believe before anyone else had, you'd seen briefly the like third large creature that proclaimed himself as Prince Derendil, who got killed on your first day there. So
Yeah.
So you had a decent idea of what was happening, and therefore Myles just jumped right in, pushed, and that's when combat broke out.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, he accidentally initiated that whole escape by accident.
Yeah, and I mean, it was kind of a good time to do it because the gates were open, people could run, so that was something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome, to be fair.
Yeah. Here's a question. You have had a decent chance to show off your amazing utility for this campaign when you gave others dark vision and you yourself have unlimited dark vision. Is Myles primarily like a support utility, or does he have a bunch of other tricks up his sleeve?
He's mainly going to be support and utility. He's not really going to be that heavy into damage. Probably just be mostly cantrips for damage.
Yeah.
So his whole backstory is based off of supporting other people. For like Chris, for example, his character.
Yeah, but you do have some decent dexterity, so you've got that going for you.
Oh yeah,
And
I've got no strength though.
Yeah, I believe because you took the Twilight Domain cleric, you get proficiency with like martial weapons and heavy armor and stuff.
Yep,
right?
and heavy armor, which I'm not even using because I'm not strong enough.
Well, that could be very useful. Cause...
I like the idea of especially giving other people dark vision. I feel like you could roleplay that pretty well.
Yeah.
Especially bearing in mind that two people can't see anything at all.
Yeah, we have a Goliath and another human in the party. You're a human yourself, but being a Twilight cleric gives you unlimited dark vision. But giving Parlamov and Lo-Rah dark vision was pretty clutch.
Yeah, it certainly helped the fight move a bit better.
We'll go on to some more general questions now. I asked some of these to James and Chris earlier. First one, what do you think that the Drow's motives are for having you all in prison? So far, the best anyone can understand is that they want something with you, but nobody is sure what.
From what I know about Drow, they're just slavers. So I imagine just random slave labor. But yeah, I don't really know anything about in this campaign what they're doing, because I mean, endlessly tying rope and whatever Lo-Rah were doing in the other room, hitting rocks and moving them, just seemed like
Lo-Rah and Runt were just moving rocks from one side of the room to the other. That was pointless.
I feel like that was more of like a demoralization tactic of the Drow. But like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening and what's so.
James had an idea. He's pretty convinced on it. That they're just waiting so that they can feed you to something, which I kind of like the idea of.
Oh no, I don't.
Okay, here's one that is kind of aimed towards you, but generally, there was a fight that broke out the moment that Stool was grabbed. So you attempted to just grab him back, while everyone else quickly followed suit. Why were you in particular so protective of Stool?
I think mainly because of I'm not into this whole people dying thing for no reason. He's not really battle hardened per se, and after he saw someone already die, he's trying to keep everyone else safe. Yeah. Maybe is a sort of like a thing, because he is like a very much supportive, not frontline fighter. Yeah. Kind of guy.
Whereas you were in the room with Chris's character, who was much more adept to this environment. You were on the more useless side, stuck in a cell, in comparison to perhaps Parlamov
other people that can fight.
Yeah, and Lo-Rah could hold his own as well. You and Yelan, Rich's character, were kind of screwed.
Yeah, no magic, so kind of a bummer for clerics and sorcerers.
Yeah, and I mean,
I'd like to think I was more of a tank in that situation, taking 2 hits and nearly dying.
Yeah, you're on 2 health at the moment, man, aren't you?
Yeah, I got hit real bad.
Yeah, luckily now you're out of the cell, so cure wounds.
Yeah, well, before how it ended anyway, I was going to do it, but not
That's
really the
true.
time.
Where everything's going kind of quick now. You guys have just got out of the cell, and everything's just going to pick up from there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying not to waste my spell slots on healing myself.
Yeah.
I feel like 2 health's enough for me at the minute.
What was your character's plan on getting out, if any?
I think trying to steal a key, maybe, or letting someone else do it.
Yeah.
Like, being more of the high wisdom sort of thing is just like looking for opportunities to instruct others to do stuff.
Yeah. There was
Because he's not even got bad intelligence either this time.
Whoa! It's almost as if you can play normal people as well. For a
Not
reference, in our Sunday game, he plays an 8 intelligence monk, which, let's be real, is everyone's favourite. We all love him.
Somehow the de facto leader of the team.
Only 12
and comes up with
charisma as
absolutely
well.
bogus plan.
Yeah, but everyone just goes along with it, and honestly, about half the time they work, because D&D.
Yeah. That's how the dice be rolled.
We'll do one more and then we'll wrap up. Another one.
Go on.
What is the plan for when you escape Velkenvelve, the place that you're imprisoned in?
Ooh, probably to go to the church and relay the information of what happens down there to his particular order.
Yeah.
It's going to be probably his main objective. Even though he cannot stand the sunlight, he'll probably have to wait till night or something, or close his eyes and wander around aimlessly.
Fair enough. Chris had expressed that he'd probably try and do something similar, but depending on what happened, he might end up deciding to stay down there and see what else is happening.
Yeah, I feel like that's somewhere my character could probably go as well. Being not good in any sort of light, the Underdark seems like a safe sort of place for him.
Yeah, one or two
but
of you guys
we'll see how it goes.
You are not gonna lie. I imagine when making this character, you were thinking, "Let's be super useful for the Underdark."
Yeah, well, I was either gonna go this or like Gloomstalker, and I thought I don't want to like power build for it. So
oh my god, Gloomstalker is busted in this freaking campaign.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm playing in it as well. We have a rogue doing a Gloomstalker dip, and he is invincible. No one can touch him.
Yeah, I thought I'll go with something that's super useful, but not just for power gaming, for like supporting everyone else and keeping the party alive and moving forwards.
Because you got
and not just solo and everything.
Yeah, you got a taste of cleric when you took a single level dip into it as your monk.
Oh, life sorcery. That's a goddamn saving grace.
Yeah, staff of healing, man. That's clutch. It's very good. But I believe you and Rich, in terms of spell slots, are good to go, right?
Yeah, I've not used any spell slots yet.
James is all
still got like 3 left.
Yeah. Yeah, no, James is spent. He gets 1. That's him done.
Yeah, I get 3. He's come back on a short rest, so...
That's true. He has, I believe, Armor of Agathis he used, and then he has one more that I don't know if he's showed off yet. We'll find out what specifically people can do later. But for now, we're going to be, in the next episode, carrying on from where you guys had last left off, where you guys were successfully defeating a bunch of drow, pushing them off into spider pits, and one of you opened a door.
Rope bridges.
And there was a drow elite warrior in the stalagmite just staring, like, oh,
yeah,
okay.
Should probably come up with a way to get across that scene, as I already cut the bridge.
Yeah, that's, I mean, it creates interesting scenarios, who knows? You just convince a giant spider to crawl up there and just make you a new one.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Well.
Maybe like tie all the rope together. The endless lengths of rope, just like loads of 5 feet of rope, and just throw it.
That would be, you could just start like grabbing all of them and just tying them each extremely monotonously, just one after the other.
Plenty practiced in it.
Yeah, I mean, you could do it, but it would take a while, and who knows how much time you have at this point.
Yeah, probably not much.
probably jumping across with some strengthy boys will probably be the best option.
Yeah, which is just pretty much just James, right?
Uh,
everyone else is dex builds.
yeah.
So it's only Lo-Rah who has strength, and he's not even going to be fully using it because he's a Hexblade. So
Maybe you can just throw people.
yeah, that's true. Just
Ooh,
eat everyone.
We've got Ront. We've got Runt.
Oh, that's true. Ront
He
is
can. He
strong.
can.
Also,
If I can trust him to not throw me into the snake pit.
yeah, as a warning, Ront is also on 2 health. I do allies get to make death saves, but I'm not sure if he counts as an ally at the moment. He counts as an ally,
Yeah, but
so yeah.
he's helped, I guess.
He's helped, but nobody
Much
likes
as hindered.
him at all. No one likes Ront, let's be real. Yeah,
Well, he needs to prove his worth first,
I
not
mean,
just fight between ourselves.
yeah, he was a heavy inconvenience. Just tried to swing a punch against the monk and then got obliterated. Because that's how they work.
Yeah, everyone sort of jumped in to help, apart from me and Chris's character, I think.
Yeah, I think it was Yilan trying and kind of failing because
With his 0 strength with his club.
yeah, and dealing like a 1 damage total to him, just whacking him on the back with a club. Yeah, but
Yeah.
cheers for coming on, man. Thank you.
No worries.
All right, we'll be picking up for next session where hopefully this time we'll record it. All right.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
That'll be a thing.
that fingers crossed. All right. Thanks for watching, people. I'll see you in the next episode where it's gonna work this time. I promise. See ya.